Today in the grain market, soybeans were a little bit easier today. Bullish news is really difficult to find, even though the stock market was higher and the market in soybeans actually started a little bit higher, but those export numbers were a little bit disappointing right now. Brazil is still cheaper to buy, and it certainly looks like China continues to buy from Brazil. That's making it a little bit more challenging for us. Of course, the feed decline from the closures of a lot of those meat packing plants also is starting to weigh a little bit heavier on the soybean market for sure. And I think that it's looks like that may be happening really for the foreseeable future right now. It looks like that China is not going to be honoring their phase one trade deal, and there isn't going to be a review until July. So that looks like it's going to be long term, and unless anything changes, that definitely will keep any kind of significant rally for soybeans. Now, corn did firm up a little bit. There's a slight rebound from Wednesday's low, so that helped quite a bit. And it looks like they're kind of consolidating right now. There really isn't anything positive on the horizon, but weather should be warming up, even though here in Chicago we do have an inch of snow. That could change and really help the farmers somewhat move forward in their progress. But the market is moving sideways, and so that's a good thing that it really didn't slip that much. Wheat was mixed today, and it looked like it was starting a little bit lower, and I think that the futures were really trying to recover the losses from the week, and it ended up closing up about 4 cents, so that was kind of helpful. But the trend for all the wheat products, for all the wheat markets from Kansas City and Minneapolis are all pretty much sideways right now. The US dollar is kind of steady and firm, and I think that that maybe still keeps us non-competitive worldwide. So that's one difficult thing to manage. Now, also the demand is still really on the negative side for us. So we're basically kind of stalled out here for the week, but there's some positive things on the horizon. The fact that we're even talking about the economy opening up is going to be helpful. So the uncertainty going into the weekend isn't as bad as it has been for the last month or so. But we're really tied to the virus and how it's expanding in the economy and everything that's connected to it as well. So we're going to watch that closely. But for the week, wheat ended pretty well, and all the grains were pretty much consolidating. So that's been hopeful.